giving the weather to come. Thank you to those of you who are tuning in on our live stream. I'm Jonathan Biran. Rabbi Goldstein is on vacation, so I'm going to lead the service tonight. I'm really so happy to be joined up here by my friends Tom Weeder, Chris Cavey, Jessica Weeder, and Jenny Hurd, who are going to help provide music for us. I see some other Nashira people here and others. We want you to sing along as much as possible. We're small numbers here tonight, but let's have as much fun as possible. So please sing with us. To that end, our first song, you may not know, but the refrain is really easy. It's called In This House, and the refrain goes, in this house, it all comes together in this house. I might be in the wrong key, but in this house, it all comes together in this house of God. Okay, so now we're gonna sing it for real, but now that I've done that once for you, we've done it once for you, sing with us on the refrains, please.
In this house, it all comes together in this house. In this house, it all comes together in this house of God.
In this house beats the heart of a family. In this house is the center of a community. We study and we pray, find meaning in each day. In this house, in this house, in this house. In this house, it all comes together in this house. In this house, it all comes together in this house of God. In this house is a spark of God's creation. In this house there is joy and celebration. By song or by word, your prayers will be heard. In this house, in this house, in this house. In this house, it all comes together in this house. In this house, it all comes together in this house of God. In this house we can shelter, we can clothe and feed. In this house there is always help for those in need. A stranger makes a friend, becomes inspired again. In this house, in this house, in this house. In this house, it all comes together in this house. In this house, it all comes together in this house of God. Great singing. Yeah, let's keep that going. Now, we are going to light our Shabbat candles. I'm going to ask Jenny to move over here and light them for us. And we're going to turn to page 121 in our prayer books.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kideshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Now, please turn to page 123 for the Kiddush. And please join me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kideshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'yava uv'ratzon hichilanu zikaron l'maseh v'reshit ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh zecher letziyat Mitzrayim Kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim ve'shabbat kodshecha be'ava u'v'ratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen. Now, we are going to sing another song, Shir Chadash. I think if you turn to page 648, you will find that, if you want to see the words. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash. Sing unto God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash. I will sing unto God a new song. Great. So now we're going to turn to Lechadodi, page 138 in your prayer books. And when we get to, we're going to do our typical 4 verses. When we get to the last verse, or right before it, we're going to do the thing where we pause, ask you to stand up and face the back. And then when we're done with that verse, right before the last refrain, please feel free to turn back and face up here. So we're going to do a tune that may not be familiar to some of you, but again, the refrain, you'll be singing it along, I predict, certainly by the second or third time through. Lechadodi lirakala, yalalai, 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 b'nei
שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה יללה 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 בני שבת נקבלה
שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד השמיענו אל המיוחד אדוני אחד ושמו אחד לשם ולתפארת ולתהילה
לך דודי לקראת כלה יללה 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 בני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה יללה 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 בני שבת נקבלה
לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה כי היא מקור הברכה בראש מקדם נסבוכה סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה
לך דודי לקראת כלה יללה 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 בני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה יללה 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 בני שבת נקבלה
התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, 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 שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה.
לך דודי לקראת כלה יללה 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 בני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה יללה 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 בני שבת נקבלה.
Please rise. בואי ושלום עטרת בלה גם בשמחה ובצהלה תוך אמונה עם סגולה בואי חלה בואי חלה
לך דודי לקראת כלה יללה 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 בני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה יללה 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 בני שבת נקבלה.
Please remain standing for our call to worship, the Baruch Hu, which is on page 146.
La 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 la. La 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach le'olam va'ed
We are going to turn to page 149, please, and please join me at the bottom together. This is an hour of change. Within it, we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it, we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv aravim. Now, I'd ask you please rise again for the Shema, page 152.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Please be seated. Page 154.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavacha hayom al levavecha ve'shinantam levanecha ve'dibarta bam B'shivtecha b'betecha, u'v'lechtecha v'derech, u'v'shochbecha u'v'kumecha, u'kshatam lehot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot bein einecha, u'chtavtam al mezuzot betecha u'visharecha, leman tiskeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai, V'hitem keroshim leloechem, Ani Adonai Elohechem, Asher hotzeiti etchem meretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem lelohim, Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Please turn to page 159 and join me at the top for reading this song that comes before we do Mi Chamocha. Sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come, the song of a land once ravaged by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more, the song of a world redeemed, the song of peace. And that song of peace is Mi Chamocha.
Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai.
Yalla lai lai, yalla la la lai lai, yalla la la lai lai, yalla la 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 lai, yalla la lai lai, yalla la la lai lai, yalla la la lai lai, yalla la la lai. Mi kamocha ba'emi Madonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh. Nora tehilo, no sefele, nora tehilo, o sefele.
Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai?
Mi kamocha ba'emi Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh. Nora tehilo, no sefele, nora tehilo, o sefele. Yalla lai lai, yalla la la lai lai, yalla la la lai lai, yalla la 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 lai. Yalla lai lai, yalla la la lai lai, yalla la la lai lai, yalla la 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 lai.
That's a fun one. We'll have to get Nashir to do that one. Great. So, hope I didn't press the wrong button on that live stream. If you're getting a weird view on the live stream, my apologies. We are going to please turn to page 161. And at the top, let's read that together, please. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Now we are going to sing on page 162, Beshamru, and I know a lot of you know this one, so please, of course, join us.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם בריאת עולם.
Wonderful. Well, we're at the part of our service where we're going to do the avot, the tefillah. So we're going to start on page 164, then go to 166, 168, and 170 without breaks. So please, let's all rise and we'll do it together.
Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. Adonai sifatai tiftach, ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, Ve'koneh Hakol, Ve'zocher Kasdei Avot v'Imahot, U'mevii Geula Livnei B'neihem, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר מושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכובע והושיע, מוריד הטל, מחלקי חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומציל אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו בשמי עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יחלך סלע. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Please be seated. Please turn to the top of page 177. We'll read this together. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth, which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Now, we are going to do Shalom Rav, which is on page 178. And let me just turn to that. Again, this is one that you all know, so please join us.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'necha levarech et Amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
We are at the part of our service where we like to share our joys as a group. And just because a rabbi is here doesn't mean we shouldn't do that. So I think, I hope you will all think of some really good stuff that has happened to you or loved ones over the last period since we've all been together. And I'm going to go around the room and invite you to please share something. Anybody over here? Don't be too modest or shy.
Daughter's having a nice time in summer camp.
Summer camp, always fun. Mazel tov, great job. Straight A's for the last quarter. I hope you're getting treated to a nice summer after all that hard work. Any other joys? Merv?
Family members from all over, including Canada, that came for my uncle's 100th birthday.
Oh my
party.
goodness.
It was a lot of fun.
So for on the live stream, if you couldn't hear that, Merv's uncle, you said, turned 100, and they had a big birthday bash for him in New York City, and they were there for several days and had a wonderful time. Mazel tov to your uncle. That's exciting. Yes? Yeah, well, it's a joy for me to be with them, let me tell you. Thank you. Yeah, Brett.
So I'm a faculty member at Johns Hopkins in neurology, and we have like 100 or so faculty. And this last week, I got voted out of all these faculty by the residents as the best teacher.
Hey. That's great. So Dr. Brett Morrison was recognized at Johns Hopkins in neurology as the best teacher. And I have to imagine there's some very good teachers there, so you're in good company. That's saying a lot. Mazel tov. Congratulations. Dean. I'm going to translate that as really enjoying the summer, getting a lot of swimming in. That's how I used to do the summer, too. I was very reminiscent of my summers when I was your age. Any other joys? Oh, yes.
We're looking forward to the 4th of July.
Yes, the 4th of July coming right up. That'll be fun. Other joys on this side of the room? This side of the room is very joyful. This side, not so much. Oh, did I? Oh, go ahead, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, we get that joy all the time here, so I understand what you're saying. Well, we're thankful for all of those joys. Thank you for sharing them. The other part of this, as you know, if you come here regularly is we also ask for healing. Before we do a Mishiberach, we ask people to share names of those who are in need of healing, whether it's physical healing, emotional healing, so that we have all of those names in mind when we then sing our Mishiberach afterwards. So again, I'm going to start on this side of the room, and when I kind of look in your direction, if you have a name you want to share or more than one of someone who's in need of healing, please do that.
Beth Edelstein.
To those names, I'm going to add a few others. Eric Harris, Mika Ram, Melech Eliezer ben Yosef, Elizabeth Smith, Leslie Harris, Judith Kiss, and Stephen Kiss. So with all of those names in our minds and anyone else who is in need of healing, we will now say Mishiberach. We'll sing it. You turn to page 571, you'll see the text of that.
Mishiberach Avoteinu Mikol habracha leimoteinu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishiberach Imoteinu Mikor habracha lavoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Now we will have a moment of silence.
Yiyu leratzo imrefi vehegion libi lefanecha. Yiyu leratzo imrefi vehegion libi lefanecha. Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri,
Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, Vegoali. Yihiyu leratzon imrevi, והגיון ליבי לפניך, יהיו לרצון אמרתי, והגיון ליבי לפניך. אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי וגואלי. אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי וגואלי. Well, this is the part of the service where, if the rabbi were here, he would tell you about the Torah portion. Since I'm not the rabbi, I'm not going to tell you about the Torah portion. And really, I'm not going to tell you about anything at all. I feel like letting the music speak here tonight. I just wanted to say it's really a pleasure to be here to see you all. And thank you for coming again in the summertime. It's really special to see you. But without further ado, we're going to go right to the Aleinu, which you can find on page 586. Please rise. And we're going to go to the Ark. Yeah.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת מצווה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו משפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וכל עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר כהיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. In a moment, we are going to say Kaddish. So I want to tell you about three people in our congregation and friends of our congregation who have passed away in the last 30 days, the period of Shloshim, of intensive mourning. Laura Friedman McDaniel, Susan Wilson Hilton, and Rabbi Andrew Hechtman. We also observe several yard sites this Shabbat. So we are remembering this Shabbat Adele Schwartz, Gertrude Tauber, Joy Thorson Bernhardt, Nettie Driller, Adela Abramovitz, Melvin Greenberg, Lois Resnick Sachs, Eva Rosenbaum Felt, Merle Fox, Miles Lucas, Keith Scheffler, Morton Elfenbein, Faith Gaber, Marion Sweet, Ann Weeder Salzberg, and Bruce Salzberg. Remembering all of them and all of our loved ones who have passed away, please turn to page 598. And if it is your custom, please rise. Yitgadal v'yikadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divrach yiruteh ve'amlich malchuteh, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayeh dechol Beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kariv ve'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevarach ve'alam ul almei hamayah. Yitbarach ve'yishtabach v'yitpa'al v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yithalev v'yithalal shmei dekudesha b'richu le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata tush bechata v'nechamata da'amiran be'alma ve'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Please be seated. I have a few announcements that I'd like to share with you. First of all, membership renewal has begun. So unlike past years where you got something in snail mail, you should please log into your SchulCloud account to renew your membership, which will include the ability to see last year's dues and the ability to bill your account or set up a recurring payment plan. There's more information about that in the weekly email. Speaking of the weekly email, please do keep an eye out each week for it, because each week there will be a listing of our summer service times. We will not have weekly programs, but tonight we didn't have a program to follow along, but there is a link to the week's yard site listing each week, which will be available through the weekly email. The Temple office will be closed on Tuesday, July 4th, because of Independence Day. I hope you can make it here on Friday, July 28th at 6:30. We're going to be having Shabbat on the lawn. Let's hope the weather cooperates a little bit better that night than it did tonight. Otherwise, we might find ourselves in here. But if the weather is nice, that'll be a lovely thing to share together. Finally, Risa and Ofer Ganel are doing a wonderful thing. They're opening up their home for a wine tasting on Saturday, July 29th at 6 o'clock. That will be in the weekly email also, if you want more information for that, as well as a link to RSVP. They asked that you RSVP by July 25th, so hope we'll see you there. That is all they've asked me to tell you. So the only thing left to do is Motzi, followed by our last song. Jenny and I are going to do a duet by Debbie Friedman called The Angel's Blessing, which we did in Nashira recently. It was so nice, so much fun, I wanted to do it again tonight. But first, the Motzi. Please join me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Now, I'm pretty sure there's an oneg out there waiting for us, I hope. I hope you'll stick around and share that with us so we can greet you and say hello. But now the angel's blessing.
Share
May our right hand bring us closer to our godliness. May our left hand give us strength to face each day. And before us may our visions light our paths ahead, and behind us may well-being heal our way. All around us is Shekhinah. 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 May our right hand bring us closer to our godliness. May our left hand give us strength to face each day. And before us may our visions light our paths ahead, and behind us may well-being heal our way. All around us is Shekhinah. 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 Shekhinah. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I just want to say thank you again to Jenny, Tom, Chris, Jess. Thank you all. This was a pleasure for me.